carry potential, but it is going to be at the Aatrox for Kana an answer to the Ornn. Kind of an old school counter, because you're able to get so much of that knock up. There's a ton of CC in your kit, so the value you get from the Bellows Breath isn't quite there for that Ornn.
KC just take the leash, no reset, not even a soft one. Thanks so much for the first strike.
Caps is very close at level 6 on mid-wave. You can see just
Side note as well, the auto attack from Aatrox, one of the best healing factors of the champion as well. When you auto another champion, that's what the Bramble looks to
the power of Maokai.
Oh, flash burn though from Yike. Dissonance gets movement speed. And there's no phase rush there, but now for Yike, he'll just pop on top. He'll have his own Nature's Grasp. He's going to roll and catch two. Vladdy doesn't have much available. Caps is getting poked down, but again, he might survive on no HP. The shockwave was huge, but there's not enough damage in the kit yet. His true shot barrage is coming, it's coming, it's coming. It's rolling, and it takes its first victim. Less than 100 HP, and Casey have nothing to show for it. Quite a lot burned there, and even though grubs are being taken, which will make 3 for 3, the dragon stacking is stopped. You guys told me this is a very big team fighting composition from G2. And when you have those dragon stacks for a comp like this, it's such good news as the Zenith Blade does connect, but Targamas is going to crash out.
It's also the fact that G2 no way.
He just spat on the grub. He spat on Yike. Well, if Aatrox finds something, he resets and he goes with it as Vladdy will not be going anywhere. He's stuck in place. The shockwave hits him again. He flashes away though. It's a good counterplay. In comes Yike and bops down Lebrov. Caps has no mana.
On one side of the map, just because the mobility that he has. Meanwhile, do you really feel confident?
Ooh, again, Caps is in trouble. Remember, there's no phase rush. Orianna, he's just going to be dead. There's again a solar flare, a turn is possible. Zenith played in because Lebrov has nowhere else to go. He joined into Rome and wants the ignite down on Vladdy, but he won't get it. A third kill over to KC, and this time the punish goes well.
Lebrov thinking that he could get a cleanup kill at the end of it, but the Seraph's shielding provided by Vladdy helps keep him alive. And ooh.
So Yike, new versus the old. Bramble smash away. Call the Forge God going to be used. Vladdy is still low, but they turn for Yike. He's not tanking. He's got a Leandri's first, so he'll just talk down and chalk and meat. That's what he's made of. A shield into the wall, a shove brother as Kana. It's in the World Ender, but he needs some kills. He needs a buff. He gets a knock up, and still Skewmond in a lot of trouble, but Hans has joined in. It's a good match because Broken Blade has burnt down Vladdy. This is a carry on as KC and a choke will find a shutdown of their own. A searing charge a bit too short.
Now on the Dragon. KC are in the area though.
They are, and the poke from Kalista is very real. Low mana bar is worth looking at, but the Nature's Grasp is going to zone off G2. They get away before this turns into an engage. Second Dragon of the game over to KC, just like that.
Crucially, on a side lane is going to be the vulnerable part of G2.
As you can see, playing up towards the Herald now, that point is kind of ascended here by the fact that he's still setting up some defensive vision, making sure that Skewmond is not going anywhere soon, but as he leaves, he'll just have to back off the wave. I think this kind of furthers the point, right, guys? You're like, oh, Cap stepping forward here.
Well, look at the mini-map. I see Vladdy.
And he's got the ulti. I mean, this is the point. Dagger, you've never been more right, and you're right all the time. A seismic shove, Caps gets slowed down, and after that bit of glazing, we just have to watch Caps trying to play it out, the shockwave in a 1v1, but it's gonna get outnumbered real damn fast. A Magna Storm to stop the blast. Conan Vladdy gets what he deserves. Now call the Forge God in mid-cliff, flashes away, but he's followed to Helm's Deep. He was followed. He gets out now because Skewmond is just on the turret by himself. It looked good, but he's just like the Orc running into the wall. Broken Blade now in the corner as well. He's got to get out of there somehow. But how? This Ornn over the wall wants to get out his TP. Is it there? It's cancelled. He tried to sneak out. You didn't see it in the corner of the eye, but he might be tanky, but how long does he survive this versus Leandri's Maokai and Kana now with his first item too? It's a slow death. It's like watching paint dry, but eventually you can touch the wall again. Surely. And Carter's going to get the kill. A second shutdown of the
aggression with excellence and patience, and they find themselves with a 3k gold lead here in game one.
And crucially,
we hold it back for now, but Kalista, it's an easy miss. The sad B flies, and Nature's Grasp is going to do a hell of a lot more. The Weaver's Wall as well, zoning them off from Broken Blade. It's on the wrong side. He's a tank who has to flash, but now for KC, they look to the left. They find Chains, and Lebrov manages to get out until the last poke. And Ignite will take the tick.
G2 keep trying to cheat with Broken Blade in towards this mid lane, getting the fact that you have this Deadman's Plate to move this Ornn quicker around the map. But KC are responding so incredibly well.
KC, G2 is starting to get really scared every time they get caught.
Yike is always in the right place at the right time. Lebrov, wait, I don't think that won't save.
He's in the wrong place at the wrong time. A hail of arrows.
Isn't that dramatic outside of the top lane matchup, but things are really starting to get scary for G2.
Weaver's Wall comes out yet again, and you say that, indeed it is. Hans Sama now on the wrong side of dodge, followed up and dunked by pummels you into the ground. And KC's top laner, there is no way you can let him be the one who finds you as his flash was burned, but G2 lose again.
KC are everywhere in this game. They send Yike to take Dragon. They move Vladdy and Targamas to cover a potential Anakin turn, and now they're on topside again.
And now again, they're going to zone it out. LeBron just knows he has to die for his 5th time in this grand final. A kill goes over to KC. Lebrov is...
Rel ultimate, and then Kana just closes it out. 3-0-1 now for the Aatrox, and a 2K individual lead over Broken Blade.
This is a pummeling. This is...
Backstage and how his intro into the LEC was insane, right? And of course, he was here last year, but for this year, putting up the tempo, bringing in the push into mid, and Kana's trying to find the pick on Lebrov. Buys time, Solar Flare with the Zenith Blade as well. Kana pops the ulti though and wants to end somebody's world. It might for a game one if they find any more. As a reset imminent here, Kana looking for it as Lebrov finally gets out, this time burning his flash. G2 backing away now with the TP to bring in that rebirth Vladdy.
Oh, behind Samus from Kalista, the shockwave!
No, the shockwave is good. However, remember that under turret, they're getting bodied. Skewmon runs in. Yike is happy to die here as Kana has run out of ulti. He has no chance but to go on in as a seismic shove is still good. And KC, even though it looked a little bit dicey, are trying to outplay the fight, but Hansama gets around it.
Able to get that push in, has that constant side lane threat. He's looking for a potential flank right now. Caps is desperate for one more level. The 3rd point in his ultimate would be a lot of valuable damage.
Someone's going to be crying now. Engages there from Targamas. The seismic shove was brilliant as well. The King of Urine has the shockwave, but he's down. The Rebels advance and forward they march with Kana at the helm. Onto Lebrov will get yet another. As the ulti expires, it matters not. There's still a kill in his back pocket. G2 with 3, KC with 4, Broken Blade with a seismic shove. That's going to send him to hell. KC in our opening game in the finals are kicking G2's ass.
KC are painting the town with the blue blood of G2, making sure that they don't get a look in as Soul is taken for KC.
Another fantastic fight from KC. Europe sits with a scoreline of 0-4-1, and he's going to be the target once more.
With a Nature's Grass that lines the hallways, it hurts. Kana, you're right, in the best spot at the best time. A call to Forge God might make it the worst of Solar Flare. He sent skyward. I take it.
Now the pressure is back onto G2.
But how fast is it going to go down with the lethality comp? You can see there, 5, 6, 5, and we're sitting at the edge now with Nature's Grass as well. True Shot Raj going to scout it out, but it's going to be gone. No steal can do. Talking about consistently, feels like he holds together KC, as even right now, the pressure around him mounts up, and
there's still so much on the side of the map of KC they have to take, like all the outer turrets, then the inhibitors, then try and get to a Nexus. So I think for G2 it is a start on the comeback road.
This time is it Fnatic again, the PDS. We came in today and a lot of people are like, yeah, KC the underdogs. Such a big statement piece for the opening game. As that turret eventually does fall down.
Starts off, look at the positioning of Caps.
Nuisance, isn't it? True Shot Barrage gets some damage down. That's big from Hansama. Vladdy eats some of the fruit lettuce in the river as 6K is now the held. Nature's Grass the zone out. KC want to try and flip, maybe turn for the fight. True Shot Barrage, or rather the ult from the Ornn is disengaged from. Kana flashes and knocks down Broken Blade. And now he's got a reset. Fly, Kana, fly. Watch the Aatrox with Infernal. Once again, Rock Europe's world. Yes, Skewmon got the Elder, but it doesn't matter. There was a steal, but I think KC stole our hearts first, as Hans will die on top of it, and KC open up.
KC is looking to make the revolution a reality. They beat G2 in the team fight, and while they will be denied the Elder, they've set their sights on the base in what was a terrifying play from Kana, ripping apart the backline.
KC took a risk in the draft, and it has paid off massively. What a game one from KC to put themselves and their names forward.
10 seconds on Broken Blades.
Let's see. I've seen enough Nexus held. True Shot Barrage, or rather change the corruption. Kalista down. He'll survive this Solar Flare, but as Zenith Blade in, LeBron trying to delay. Nexus is bare. He's dead. Everyone respawning at half HP. Kalista is autoing a flash away. And KC do it in style, but they get the job done in the opening game of finals.
Of course, it's only game one, and we shouldn't jump to conclusions, but that was a strong opening statement from the challengers against the champions.
I like it.
How clean is the setup for KC? We came out of game one draft talking about their thematics were quite clear as well. This one seems even more so. with Skarner Alistar. Simple engage points. And Sunday's going to be stronger. We know that Rumble ain't going to like this too much as the poke already starts coming through, zapping him down. Skewmon takes an unnecessary turret shot, but still no ramp up just yet. The dive begins. The Rocket Fist in the air. The roots are down. It's tanked up by Lebrov. He'll end up sending the hook, but first blood goes to Kana first.
But that's a disaster. Lebrov ends up taking the kill off the back of it. Kana should just be able to TP in, collect the majority of this wave, and Kana got the kill. I think Lebrov should...
While they do have great scaling angles, because of course double AD carry, 3-item spikes, like it can do monstrous.
One auto away, you think, as Yike has dripped it in. Okay. I wonder if you know Tokyo is Yike is going to get pulled back in. The ulti in reverse under Lebrov, and here's Targamas. Pulverize him, take another one, my friend. See how it feels. Yike starts battering up. Yes, Targamas died, but I think KC was difficult. KC is still on the dragon here, but there is a health disadvantage, and G2 want in.
Kana has TP though,
and the arrow sets it up quite nicely. G2 don't have an impale to work against, but the damage is there. Lebrov hit the fate sealed onto one is enough. Layering down with the hot pot, and Kana lets them know. G2 on the retreat. The dragon now for free, and as Yike picks up that kill, Kana is going to get wild growth. He gets sent into the air, and Caps now firing on top of the top lane, who flashes away. Skewmon trying to zone and get something out of it, because G2 desperately want a piece of the pie.
The dragon getting to about 50% HP. Skewmon confident with his HP, steps aggressively.
Doesn't have a smite until about now, by the way, but it's too late. He won't go in. And the disadvantage from Yike is there as Caps
of his own mean that the dragon ends up going in favor of KC.
The fact that G2 though end up extending the play with that two-man going against Kana to nearly take him down, forcing the flash between Skewmon and Caps, means that they're in a position now to move across towards this. Yike would like to get one to force the sticks, and will just...
The flash comes through, and it's just a nice collapses the engage.
Again, and remember, again, the follow-up we just talked about. Yike doesn't find anything though, and now Targamas is in fog of war, but that ain't a good thing. Kana gets poked out by Caps, and Targamas is just going to die after the unbreakable will. Another kill over to G2. Target dies to Captain now. Top lane is a threat. Boy, he got him. Yoink! Just like a coin machine, except you actually got something. Broken Blade breaks the machine in the end, and as Kana dies, it's Yike left alone under this turret. 4 members with the wild growth underneath the Stranglethorns rather, and Yike wants to drift his way out, at least get a Heartsteel stack. The hook's going to miss. He's still buying time. However, he can survive. Yike with the ulti, that would be interesting, but the turret is about to die anyway. Heartsteel's all you can get, and the turret drops. So does he. G2 back in the game. Available. Who is up and available as well? No one's nearby from G2. Lebrov is beelining it up. Skewmon has to get off the Herald. The arrow is going to fly, but misses as Broken Blade starts the engage at 2.5k. It's taken by Yike. Easy hit of the eye as well, and they want to get out now with the eye in hand. But KC are thinking about...
To actually gain space onto this dragon, especially with Vladdy on the flank.
The arrow's already up for Kalist. They're just trying to buy time for that ultimate as Vladdy threatening Caps. Caps goes in.
He does go in, but 4 members still stay in River. Lebrov misses the hook there at 5k. The dragon is still a ruse, still a bait. Kalist now with the ulti up, and with the equalizer too. G2 have to get away from the hot waters. Yike tries to run him around as the arrow zones out Skewmon. They go for the flip, they go for the take, and they find it. KC are now
down onto the side lanes as Kana quickly tries to go bot to push that one out. He's indecisive though, because he recognizes that G2's already moving into the bot side jungle, so he can't afford to overstep.
Especially as it's so difficult, and it's why we're seeing it's Caps who's now on the side lane.
Yeah, who all ins, wants to reset as well. The damage is big. Ulti's away. Vladdy might be in trouble, but the Q dodge, the ulti dodge. Caps rocket jumps out, TPs to bring the play into fruition as Kana just ult him down, but he has to flash in and burn him right into the ground. The shutdown is big as Broken Blade is now caught between 4 members, autoing attack him down, slowing and slowing and slowing. That's what the Ashe does best. But G2 as they kite back.
I think will fall, maybe not. Kalist, no real Void Grub's coming back to bite them a bit. He's okay, he gets it.
Nicely done, 1k
River
goal.
first, G2 have to try and retake, but Vladdy TP'ing in, and that's a dangerous TP spot.
I'm looking at items, by the way. Caps coming in with an Infinity Edge. Lebrov hooks in the Scorpion, the engage is there, but the Impale on the hot coals! Vladdy jumps in and makes it so easy! As right as rain, no! As fiery as hell for G2 as they lose Lebrov. KC with 5 members, low health bars, but the Dragon's still on their mind.
Broken Blade is low and he doesn't have TP to get back into the fight.
So
He's looking for a flank.
Look at Vladdy on the Hearts. I'm almost popped in an instant. Kana is going to zone them off. An Infernal Soul. If you're thinking about the fiery belows, KC have just made it so.
It's a fiery...
By KC.
Well, I mean, thing for G2 was that they lost Yike. Yike went to KC. They lost Mickey, but it's Yike now who's still standing, and he's had a fantastic series thus far. And a lot of people are looking at G2 saying, hey, they own the longest title record at 6. But it was with Yike that they got it. So Yike battling to take that record away from G2 and hold it as the longest standing player for that record.
Someone's walking away with 7, right?
Yeah.
It's either Yike or it's G2 as an organization. At the very least, KC, they've just picked up Batakan. There's a TP being burnt. It's a double. But Yike, while he's under threat, remember, he can ulti out, he can die, and he'll still come back to life. But he wants a trade in the meantime. Onto Caps, Infernal Soul, makes it strong. He gets out. I think there was a bit of a buffer. Goes back and almost takes them down. G2 had to play, but they can still turn and burn with their damage. And quite literally, Hansama's scared to walk in, even with summoners available.
I mean, what does LeBron do here? Like, Targamas is just zoning him away from the objective.
It's gone.
That is an easy pickup, and KC with firm control over game 2. Look at in KC's control. Well, now they've got a tight grip as G2 fighting back.
But the setup's in a really good area. The wild growth is there. Hansama might be able to do some damage, but Targamas isn't dying yet. Yike went a bit deep here, and I think the Cassante drew him in, so now he just has to die. He'll withdraw, but Hansama cannot. He'll flash, and he might die. Lebrov under turret. He's dead. There's no second chances as KC run another into the ground.
Kalista's moving straight towards that bot lane, tier 2. Vladdy just pushing in mid. But KC, they end up trading 1 for 1. Caps goes in.
He does go in onto Kalist. Caps definitely goes in, but he will not be going out. These are real death as Caps. There will be a steal. Skewan gets his own blue buff, but while KC keep them busy, Kana makes mincemeat of the turret. Don't know how that works into your diet, but you can't digest that if you're G2, and I don't think you'll be able to digest this one either.
Vladdy continuing the push on the top side. Another tower going to be secured. Caps now respawns, but the mid tower as well, all across the board. KC pick apart G2. To zone them from the river right now.
Vladdy, who's on bot side though, he can actually look for this flank.
Lebrov, hook onto Kana, so close, the arrow misses though. A relief for G2 as the flip doesn't work from Broken Blade either. Caps tries to poke, but Kana's is just that much more influential. Caps is running down mid though with a minion wave. He'll have the inside track and objective bounty. But KC, 10 seconds till the Elder spawns. They still have the river to themselves.
They don't really have a great engage though. Targamas needs to go for the flash, pulverize if he wants to set it up, but Vladdy now in mid.
And they're on the wrong side as well. Broken Blade already chunked a half HP. Yike zones him off. Targamas jumps on in. He'll be hooked in, but the Unbreakable Will makes it hard as the Equalizer is down as well. G2 running for their dear lives, which they'll have none of as Kalist takes one away. Hansama in the ground again. And G2 still being slowed. KC have every single tool in their arsenal to make sure that they go nowhere. G2 are hyped as the favorites, but KC throw that out the door.
KC just shepherd G2 to their deaths. The TP in from Caps to try and make magic happen.
But into Targamas, he's got to get a reset. He at least finds that. Yike is the next target. His old jungle friend as Broken Blade is separated from his mid laner. Vladdy gets ulted out. It's a Broken Blade ult that does a lot of work itself, and Vladdy needs to heal up and does so now while the rest of the fight is going too well for KC. It's just gold at this point for the blue wall.
G2 are throwing their bodies into that blue wall, hoping against hope that something will change, but that change is KC looking to go 2-0 against G2 in the LEC.
Caps is going to die here as well. There's an Elder execute. Vladdy gets so close, takes him down. This is unbelievable.
2-0. Because to turn this game around is going to be, I mean, nearly impossible.
Does feel like it, doesn't it? Every single response of a hook.
KC know that they just want to use this Baron to the last remnants of the Elder Dragon to crack open the base.
And they'll do it with ease, won't they? It's almost an 11k gold lead. This game still feels like it's in the bin. For G2, they'll poke out as best they can, but look at the top wave being shepherded in by Kana, the level 16 Rumble, who obliterated the lane thanks to the swap, and he's never let go of that grip on Broken Blade's neck.
The siege coming into the top tier 3 tower. Few defenses remain as the base falls apart.
Arrow's blocked, but Broken Blade still gets chunked. Elder's down in 5 seconds. Vladdy tries to jump in and get an execute, however quick it may have been, but denied. Elder's now gone, but Baron's still there. The damage on the next turret is real.
Here comes the Rumble ult.
Equalizer. It's beautiful. Korean Rumble feels just like Korean Aatrox to G2. The fate sealed from Vladdy as he pulls out yet another Theos ultimate. Vladdy on a killing spree. KC on a tear. And all I can ask Europe right now as they kill and take away the champion
excitement on the face of Yike as he goes 2-0 up against his former team. KC are riding the wave right.
Urgot coming in. I don't think that's a good matchup for Urgot. When I learned about Urgot, I think Nard does really well into him because he holds him at his range. He never really goes into the Urgot.
It is a spooky champion because when he ults you and grinds you.
Edge of vision as well as you get a picture towards the mid.
Though, because they're still playing very far up. Rob doesn't know. Oh, he doesn't know.
Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe it's just an observer thing. LeBron did walk up. He flayed, but he's just dead. First blood to KC.
A nice job by Yike to sneak on into the
there as well. There's good damage
Kana's
from
hit
going to be
6 though.
used. You're right, Kana, but no Mega Gnar. He flashes away and he's going to build up that bar. He will be able to hold on the wall. Fear Beyond Death as well set up, and Kana into the grinder. Broken blade makes him a crab.
Good job of keeping bot lane pushed in. Caps again with the prior on mid lane. Vladdy regroups with the team as a root comes through from Kalist.
I mean, Hansama, bit of damage there. He walks into a trap. He has to cleanse away. Hansama nets it. Second play from your mother.
He's clean with it. Gets the headshot. But the dragon is stolen by KC on the other side.
But there is a dark passage. The play doesn't end there. Caps gets a rune prison. He runs into the Chaos Storm. Vladdy walks back for the lost chapter, so he's got some damage to play with. But the Chaos Storm is simply his own until while Wind becomes lightning and Caps becomes up, then down. Skumon over the wall. It turns into a scrap. Everybody's dying. LeBron's getting low, but Skumon can't go back in because he knows he too will perish. Vladdy's going to get a kill. You make it a double. G2 thinking about how they can position to make 3 grubs out of 1 currently. Dark Passage, set up, Chaos Storm down, he's got Blackfire Torch. This Victor's stronger than you'd think he'd be. Onto LeBron, the flash is at least negated, but Vladdy got another kill. 3 here for the Creep God. Wind becomes lightning, becomes a flash for Skumon. KC are going to take these with glee.
Still though, Narc has to try to escape Kana, nearly running in towards Broken Blade there. So KC, they pick up the kill. As LeBron goes that little bit too far forward, but Caps now
be caught out. There's going to be a Mega Gnar here as well. He doesn't have his flash from the last fight. He's into the wall and stuck there. A second time, Kana ordering him away. Lands on his head, and Caps gets clapped as Kana's going to be into the grinder. That's good, but Vladdy's not done yet. The knockup is he's low on mana and can't find anything apart from an auto. That's a
Kills. Skumon has used the ultimate. He set his sights onto Vladdy.
Oh, Vladdy's in a lot of trouble, but the Chaos Storm setting down will help out a little bit, but Vladdy in the middle of 3, you can't do anything about that. At least the Chaos Storm is going to get something after the back, and while he's dead, Vladdy gets another shutdown. Death Sentence misses here. Caps kites back, and he's looking for his old jungler, and he kites away. Lebrov gets that one as G2 is this dragon still in contest at 2.8k, and KC thinking about how they get in.
Vladdy's ultimate is nearly up. They're just trying to find time. Stolen again!
I feel like he's just smite king this split.
Play off these semi-globals. The lack of void grubs is really unfortunate for them.
Feats of strength. We're going to be at 1 apiece for both sides as KC secure their 3rd objective. G2 getting the lead in terms of the kills earlier mean that the tower is what will determine it.
To pay attention. The game is still so even.
I love how aware KC are of the win conditions from G2 though. Look at where Pantheon and LeBron were. They are immediately moving down to this bot side to threaten a dive on towards Kana. Kana shifts completely out of that vicinity and says, no, we will trade towers on opposite side of the maps. We are giving you nothing to split across all 3 lanes because you are very vulnerable, both as Mininar and Victor, to try and protect these side waves. That's why we're seeing KC. Yes, they have Kana in the bot wave, but they're trying to clump up as 4, they look for the mid lane turret, and they're just not trying to give G2 opportunities to use the double ultimates that they have.
But it will be a 2-for-1 trade. Broken Blade's going to get top, but Kana, I think, just gets bot.
Yeah.
I think KC's overall quite happy with this, just because it's likely that G2 will then use the Herald to secure mid, so ultimately it'll just be all of the outer towers looking to fall. 3rd tower goes down for KC. Oh no, they're committing position that wants to attack side lanes. Targamas will get hooked.
A Death Sentence is going to be taken in. The Dark Passage down as well. The box laid bare, but away they get separated. Yikes, ulti was brilliant. The new KC jungle, the old blood from G2 has to tell them to go away while Kana, an inner turret of his own making, is there while Hansama's on the run. Wind becomes lightning, and Hansama Flash is now gone.
TP onto the bottom side from Caps just to try and keep the tier 2 alive, but Kana has his own reinforcements coming and Caps might be in trouble.
That's going to Mega Gnar against the wall. He'll find himself the turret. Is he going to give any redistribution of damage instead? Caps dies. Vladdy is 6-1-2.
G2, how do you try and force this? Targamas has a great flank position here.
But let's see, because Dragon's not done yet. Great ulti from Yike as well. Death Sentence on the Dragon, but it's again the Smite King of Winter. Oh my God!
You just
disappear in the blink of an eye.
Nothing good happens to Europe in the bot lane. Nothing good happens to G2 in the bot lane. And while they might find mid-turret, while they might stem some of the bleeding that has moved to 5k now for Artican's gonna die. Kalissa's defending this. Bit of wave clear, and at least G2 are trying to get some gold back on the map, but the turret not going to be hit any further. The wave's gone, the curtain call out as well. Hansama wants to get away the quickness in front of the dark passage. The last shot hits Leprov. G2 are escaping, but a deadly flourish and a zone from Vladimir Realm. What needs to be used? In they go. Chaos Storm, though, not catching them by their big toe.
My goodness, it is getting tense as G2 get forced out of KC side of the map. They're still hovering around the top lane looking for a potential pick. Anything, if they can get a shutdown onto Vladdy, it would be huge, and he may have overstepped.
Artican, remember, we'll give him a revive. He's looking for the wave, but he'll be catched, caught. He'll go golden, but there's a flash. There's Enforce coming in as well. Vladdy might die, but again, with Artican, TV going to be burned up as well, but G2 is still running away from this. Even after the teleport from Broken Blade, that crab's got to go rave somewhere else. Deadly throw from Kliss is clean, and Kana setting up to do it again, but instead the knockup's there, and Kana hits them all once more. No, you cannot. He screams into G2's ears. It's KC's new day.
KC just threw the G2 legacy out the window with that ultimate from Kana. The team fighting has been clean, and with that, they are running towards the base. It won't end here, but the stab wounds are bleeding from G2.
With all the gold in their pockets, it may as well be.
They've left their base very vulnerable as a result. Hansama has to go, and now it's 4v5.
KC are enclosing on them. Yike with the perfect ulti as well, and Targmas just charms up. Skewmon can't get out alive, and Kana is about to go mega once again. Will fly in and smack him down. Know your place and kneel. KC challenging the kings, changing dynasties, and changing the fate of European League of Legends.
The wave of minions is coming, and a new wave is coming to the LEC.
And it's a new day, isn't it, with the minions channeling into the base. It is a blue day, a day for the old kings to finally kneel from 10th place to finalists, from last place to the first stand. Karmine Corp are your new kings of winter 2025 with the Nexus exposed. Long may they reign!
Zero, the Grand Slam holders of G2. After losing to them only last week, they recovered with nothing but conviction and confidence, slamming their authority down and cementing themselves as champions of the Winter Split.
A record broken from G2. It was a team that stood as the record holders of the longest title streak in the LEC. And now there is one man who holds it, and that man is Yike, who is taking to the stage to lift that trophy for a 7th time in a row.
As we present to you the trophy ceremony presented by Kia, your Winter 2025 champions, Europe, look blue, it's KC! As they mark their line in the stand, all the sand going to first stand.
Kaliss in his first split in the LEC will become an LEC champion. Yike will continue his win streak. Targamas and Kana add another trophy to their cabinet.
That man.
And what a performance from the players.
It's heavy, but so is his role in this game. That was unbelievable.
I mean, it is a highlight play that will last for quite a while, I think.
2020 summer was the last time he lifted an LCK title, and his play today has had him lift an LEC title nearly 5 years later. But it is everyone on KC who stepped up today. It is everyone on KC who gets to lift that trophy. And there are so many smiles on the face of the KC fans.
And the man, long have we waited, but Kaliss is now activated. He comes into the league, and in his first split, just like Yike, wins everything. It was a rough 2024.
I mean, it was a really rough. I mean, you highlighted it beautifully, Hysterics. 10th place, the laughing stock of the league, the bottom of the barrel. But a year later, here they are, lifting the trophy, and they will be representing EMEA at the First Stand International Tournament.
The first one of its kind, and the fact that it's not G2 going is a sight to behold.
And in proof that dreams really can come true, Kalist had to wait an extra year to get to the LEC, but wins that title the second he does. It looks rough for Yike as he left G2, but now he stands as a holder of that title once more with KC. For Carmelo, a man who waited so long to get a team in the LEC, and now it is his team that he built from the ground up that is standing in the confetti of celebration on that stage.
I mean, I can only imagine the excitement on that man's face right now. He is living the dream. This is what he built this roster for. They wanted to compete not only domestically, but internationally, and they will now have that opportunity. Fresh faces to the international stage. And Kalist and Vladdy, they've proved themselves domestically, but now they get to go up against the world's best and show what they have to offer.
Only 5 teams get to go. It's an exclusive event for only the very best. And KC, after what was an exceptional series, have earned their place there. They blew G2 out of the waters. I'm sure they blew G2 fans out of the waters. And the craziest part is,
they did it in a 3-0.
They did it in a 3-0.
It was so clean as well. It felt like everything G2 tried to knock on, any weakness they could try and find in the wall, was just plugged up immediately by KC. And now they stand champions of EMEA.
An impressive performance, to say the least. They will be riding this wave to Korea to compete in First Stands. But nothing but congratulations needs to be given to the bounce back, to the journey that they've made, but to this incredible accomplishment as KC can crown themselves as the Kings of Europe.
They can indeed. They stop a long line of wins. On stage, ready to talk with his first championship, or rather, the first of his kind. Shock standing by with the legend in Kalist.
Kalist, from the LFL to EMEA Masters to the LEC, what does it mean to win your very first title?
It means a lot. I don't know, I'm still excited from the games, I guess, but it feels so good. It just feels so good to win. I feel like LEC is my new home now, and I really wanted to win my first split, my very first split, come here and actually just send a message, like, I'm here and I will stay, and I will try to get all the trophies that I can get.
Absolutely. Talk to me a little bit more about that, about the fact that you were so awaited here in the LEC, that you had to sit at home and watch and see that the team wasn't doing that well and what you wanted to contribute, and how much that motivated you to work so much harder this split, but also this week after suffering that defeat to G2 last week.
Yeah, I mean, it was really frustrating last year that I couldn't join, and I saw that the team was just not performing, but I made sure that this frustration doesn't slow me, but it actually is something good for me. So I worked really hard in my year in my last year, sorry, in LFL, to make sure I will be in a really good shape to join the LEC. I think I'm pretty happy with my first splits. They were up and downs. I think, for example, yeah, the last best of 5 against G2 was not great. I really fumbled it, but again, I'm just working really hard to make sure I can give the best to my team, and I really make sure that everyone feels good in the team. The fans are aware that we're working hard and that they are also very important in our working, because they really helped me a lot going through the last best of 5 against G2.
Yes, and when it comes to playing versus G2 specifically, a lot of teams we see crumble even when they are 1 game or 2 games ahead. They quote it often, saying that G2 is very hard to play in this finals. So why did you and KC crack the code, you think?
I think we were just really hungry. Overall, we were really hungry, and you know, we got a bit smashed last week, so all of us had really high expectations in going against G2. We also knew this time how to play against them. I think we never really struggled to play against G2 in official or in scrims. It's just I think they had a new way of approaching the game last week, and well, we were not expecting it a lot. I mean, at all. And we got a bit surprised, but I think we are just really hungry. We really want to show everyone that, like, we're all good players. We will make it to international events, and we really want to make sure we are showing a good impression of Europe there.
Maybe Europe needed a bit of a wake-up call, and perhaps KC can serve as such, but you said it. You are going now to First Stand, the international event, and we know that the fans expect so much. What are your fighting words for your first international foray and what you can do for Europe there?
I'm really excited. It's been a lot of years that I'm actually watching the international events, and I'm really dreaming to be there. So I will give my best. I will really work so hard, and I will just fight as hard as I can. I will never give up, and I'm really excited to be there.
Ok. Un petit mot en français pour les fans ici à la maison.
J'aime pas dire ça, mais j'ai l'impression que c'est un peu une routine de dire